Hello, Christine. Welcome back.
Hello.
We haven't been around a lot lately. I had so much on my plate that I needed to cancel a couple of times, but the move is over. I moved houses, so I'm finally in a more stable, calm, more peaceful rhythm again.
Thank God, hè?
Thank God. Yeah, actually, thank God. Yeah, because it was very crazy couple of weeks, and it was combined with a lot of tiredness and other stuff. It was a little bit too much, but let's hope that things are calming down. Although I read my apparently Pluto is in Capricorn. Capricorn is my sign, and Pluto is known for upheaval, a lot of
Mm,
upheaval, especially of social structures and social things, and so we will see. It's
yeah?
it's it's gonna be here for a couple of months, so let's
Oh,
see what
God.
happens. Yes, but it's not only my personal, but also like things in the world will be even more shown, coming out of the shadow and stuff like that. So it's but because I'm a Capricorn, it's extra. The energy is extra more. That was the door. uh, how do you say that in English?
It's stronger. You
Yeah,
feel it
exactly.
strong. It's
It's
more intense.
also more effective in my personal life. Yeah. So yeah, but I have so much to tell, but let's first check in with you. How are you? Are you okay?
Yeah, I am fine. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty fine. Yeah, yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, also, a lot of things happened to me, and oh, yeah, a lot. And I last Wednesday I went to the concert of Muse, and it was so nice.
What is
I
that?
really
News?
Muse is music. Muse is an English band. It's a rock band from the United Kingdom, and I love them. They have beautiful lyrics. It's all
Okay.
about what's going on now, and it's very much aligned with how I feel, how I think, and it's beautiful. And I must say, a lot of people. I don't think that a lot of people are aware of what they are singing, and but if 67,000 people together sing some kind of stuff, which was very powerful. Yeah, a lot is happening. Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. I need to do my thing again.
Well, while she is disconnecting and reconnecting her, how do you call that? Webcam. I'm gonna just start sharing something. We had a peer meeting last week, and I actually wasn't there. And in the peer meeting, we talked. They talked about the 1-3 profile and the right angle in the profile, and that means that you're in service of yourself. I just started about
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
something that
yeah.
I
I
want to
hear it.
share.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, and it was very interesting because I delivered some notes, and it was very good to see how the whole conversation, yeah, was started because of those notes. And I had a very big moment of wow. Okay, I know the tree in the 1-3 can be the martyr, choosing others over yourself, and knowing that, but then also recognizing when it actually happens in your life, apparently those are two different things. Because when Monique and you guys were talking about it, I someone had an example. I don't know anymore who, but someone had an example about it was something little that when you are in a group. Oh, I think it was Monique. Like, okay, we are in a group, and someone says, "Let's go to the beach," and there's 10 people, and four other people are saying, "Yes, yes, yes, me too. I want to go to the beach too." But in your heart, you're like, "I'd rather go to the river or something to hang out there." But I would say, "Oh, okay, me too. I will go." and it reminded me of my birthday actually. This last birthday, and even though I had a great birthday, I had this idea about how my birthday was gonna be, and one of the things was that I wanted to be in my like my happy place, La Catrina Cantina, with all my friends there and that work there, and then the people that I invited until 12 o'clock, and then we would drink something, and then there would be a very big party outside. There's always a very big street party in Puerto Vallarta at New Year's Eve. And so I wanted to do that with them, toast the new year in, and they had to work until like yeah, 2:30, and I was saying, okay, we go outside, and then we see each other outside and party. And at like 11:30, so 30 minutes before 12, uh, one of my friends that I invited stands up with her. Yeah, she brought a friend, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go to the Malacon." And I was like, "Wait, well, we were gonna, do my thing here and then go to the party." But a couple of others stood up too, and they were like, "Yeah, this is boring. Let's go to the Malacon." And I said, "Okay, let's do that." And then, do you have one moment? Can you close the refrigerator, please? Yeah, thanks. And so I went, and I had a good time, but it was not what I actually wanted or longed for. And later I heard that the guys there, they bought a cake for me, and that, yeah. So, and I missed out on that because of leaving with the others. And
Oh,
I was like, shit, that is one of those examples that I would say, okay, everybody, or the most of them are saying like, okay, we want to do this, and uh, then I will go along because
mm,
most of the people are saying that they want to do that. But in the end, we lost like three people in the crowd walking through the Malacon. So there was only a little group left, and at a certain point, everybody went their own way. And
oh,
when Monique was saying that, I was like, "Dang, I never connected that also to the tree, and to, okay, to choose what is better for all than to choose what is good for me." And I'm like, okay, wait, I have to become more aware when I do that, because now, looking at all those situations, I'm like, I do that actually a lot, and I never knew that is also going against my own being.
oh,
So
yes.
yeah, that was a very big revelation. So I was very grateful that Monique brought up that simple example, because of the simplicity of it. All of a sudden it clicked, and I saw all the situations before me, and I was like, I okay, how can I do that different? And yeah, sorry, I get distracted. My boyfriend is walking for, in front of me. He passes me, and then he signs something. Oh, but it's a thing. It's really a thing that I need to become more aware of, and experiment with, just
Yeah,
keeping me, and then see also what happens then. Because you don't know what happens when you do it in a different way. Because I actually almost never do that. So I actually don't know what the other side would be. And it's the same, with the whole being living together with someone. And then also I catch myself saying, okay, but actually I'm not okay. I don't want to do that, or I don't want it in that way, or whatever. And then I'm like, oh, okay. And I don't know if that's only the tree, the open solar plexus. I think has to do with that a little bit too, because open solar plexus means that you avoid confrontation, or that you want to avoid confrontation. So I think it's a little bit of combination there, that you're like, okay, I don't want to get in a huge fight or whatever, because it's something small, it's, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, whatever you do. But later I will catch myself being resentful, or like, yeah, a little pissy. So yeah, I need to pay attention way more than that, to yeah, be more in alignment also with that part of who I am, and what I am as an authentic being. So yeah, it's a lot of interesting interesting things. And also within the new house is smaller, and um, I noticed something that I thought was very interesting, so I want to share, if that's okay with you. So we have this house. It's not big, but the how they put the furniture in the beginning, it was really strange. It didn't flow at all, and I was like, okay, I need to change that first. When I that was first thing I did when I put up my stuff. We had to carry up everything, and then I put the boxes down. And the first thing I did was move the furniture, not even unpacking, but move the furniture, because it felt so not in flow. And one of the things I did is that, first of all, that the couch is overlooking the outside, because it was looking at the back, and the back is really ugly here. And I put the like the dining room tables like dead smack in the middle of the room, a very strange place, and you had to walk around it the whole time. So I placed it against the wall, so that when I now come in, imagine I come into the room, and then to the left is the seating area, and then on the right side against the wall is the table. And when I walk in now, it's free. It's open, it's airy. You can walk everywhere without hitting something or whatever. So then unpacking and whatever, and then like 2 days that we were living here. In the other house, my boyfriend would sit on the floor, because we had a no, not a dining room table, a coffee table or something. How is it called? That you put the salon tafel, coffee table. I
Uh,
think that's called, but
I don't have an idea at the
no, me
moment.
neither. But
No.
it's a table that you put, in front of your couch, that you can put your glass on or whatever, or your feet. Most people use it for feet, I believe. So, but here we didn't have that, or we don't have that. And so what he would do, because he likes to sit to at something like a table to eat, and I will just eat with with my plate on my how do you call that, my lap, but he
Yeah.
will sit at the table. So what he does, he takes the table from the wall, and then he puts it in front of the couch, and that in itself is no issue, of course. But what he doesn't do is put it back. So every time I would go into the room, especially in the morning, and in the morning my rhythm is very important to me, so I need like flow. When I get in a room, there needs to be it needs to be clear. It needs to be sort of organized. I don't mind if there are dishes, but they need to be at one place, not like all over the house, because then I get very agitated, and I need to clean everything up and feel that the energy can move again. Otherwise, I cannot work. So with the table, he would place in front of the couch, and he wouldn't get rid of it. He would leave it there. And I was like, why is that bothering me so much? Because, I'm trying, I'm really trying, and it's very challenging to accept that he does things in a completely different way than I do, that he needs completely different things than I do. So at some point, I was talking to him, and I said, okay, I'm not feeling this. This is not working for me, with the dishes all over the whole house, and the table in front of the couch. When I come in, I literally feel a block. Like energy stops, and it was really depleting my energy. So and in the moment that I was talking to him, then it finally clicked, because it was, for me, it was all about like literally the energy flow that I need. Because if there's no flow, my creativity and all the stuff, it gets literally blocked. So he had a conversation, and he's now he eats and then he puts it back to the wall, so it's good. And we had an understanding about, okay, I'm okay with dishes when I wake up, because I do the dishes, but he cooks late at night and when I'm sleeping and whatever. And because he cooks, he cleans and whatever, I'm like, okay, I will do the dishes, but please just put them in one spot that I don't have to walk all over the house before 7 o'clock and before I start my day. But yeah, it's an interesting process, because I'm actually very challenged at the moment with him, and because he is so different, and because of the house is way smaller, so we have to find ways to live with each other, next to each other, and I'm really trying to find out how I can do it without compromise. We talked about this in previous sessions, and I noticed that I tend to go towards compromise somehow. He's really not happy today, is it?
No, I'm going to try something else. I'm going to put my phone
Laptop.
on. Yeah. No, my phone. It is terrible. This morning nothing happened, but now it is. I don't know why, but
But you
anyway.
but you also have a camera on your laptop, don't you?
Uh, yeah, but it's on a docking. It's on a docking stage, and then I don't have. I don't think I have the phone. I have to try it one time, but I'm going to do something else. Let me see. Um, then you have to let me in.
Yeah.
I'm going out now. How do I do that? Mm,
Oh, I think I can remove you if you want.
let me see. I have to get out of this.
Yeah, you,
The
yeah,
other leaves too.
yeah. And I was expecting technical difficulties from my side, because at the new place, which I'm very happy at, because in a lot of ways it's a big improvement to where I previously lived. But here the internet connection is challenging, to say the least. So I was telling her actually before we went on, like, okay, maybe I'm being cut out because my internet is very unstable. So sometimes it works for hours, and sometimes it doesn't work. Hello.
Hello, this is much
And
better, I think.
yeah, I'll just tell everybody about, that I warned you about my internet instability, and actually everything is going great. And now you have
Yeah,
is
it
it
is
Mercury
my laptop.
retrograde again? No, I don't think so. I don't know actually.
I don't know, but anyway, I stopped thinking about it and I find other solutions. You can see me quite well now, huh?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, this is better. This is better.
Great, great. Let me put it on this way. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
okay. Yep.
yeah, and I can also hear you good, so that's even more important.
Yeah.
So actually,
Wait.
I was looking for a little bit of like, okay, thoughts from your side about, we talked about being partners instead of, relationships, being without compromise. And I'm really challenged by it, because I noticed that I go back to the old ways, like compromising, which I already right away feel like, oh, this is actually not what I'm looking for, but I don't know actually what I am looking for, or how it can look. it's been very challenging, and to top that off, he feels personally uh, uh, yeah, attacked almost with everything I say. So he takes, no, not attacked. He takes things very personally. So when I say, for example, and I keep it at my, like, okay, for my benefit of energy wise, it's good for me to have like flow in the room. So could you please put the table back to where it was? And there were a couple, with the dishes and whatever. So there were a couple of things, and I said, okay, I want to try to find ways, solutions that you are happy and I am happy. And then, like a couple of hours later, he completely went, yeah, not ballistic, but like very emotional. He became very emotional, and he was like, "I am bad for you because you don't have energy because of me," and I was like, "What? Where the hell did that come from?" I try, in the conversation that we had, I try to be really uh, aware of how I shared, what I needed. So and that made it extra challenging, because I was like, no, don't take it as if you're personally responsible for me not feeling, right in my energy. That's my responsibility, and the only thing that I'm trying to do with you is talk about it, because when we talk, I can hear what you need, what I need, and then see if we come to a solution. But he kept stuck in that whole, I'm bad, and I'm bad for your health, and I was like, what? So yeah, I need some guidance. So I know that you have a twin flame relationship, and I don't partnership, and I don't know if you had any kind of these kinds of things. But how would you? Would you do for yourself?
I this one is very yeah, I had the same. We had the same, but I was then the part. I was then your boyfriend, and my boyfriend was you. Yeah, it's kind of an ego. It's kind of an old pain thing from him. I because I had exactly the same. I because my boyfriend had some plans. He wanted to move to Bali, and he wanted to live there, and he wanted to do a lot of things. And of course, he's kind of much older than I am, and I still had at that time I had at least one child who really needed my attention because he was still living at the house. So so I had the feeling that he loved me, so he didn't want to go. He didn't want to move to Bali, but I I could I could sense that he was missing Bali, and he was not happy here, and he was not happy there. And yeah, for a long time, I really, really had a feeling that I was bad for him because of that, because I was the one who yeah, really jeopardized his plans. Yeah, and I had really big struggle with that. So I can relate with your boyfriend's things at the moment and thoughts. But one day we were in Bali, and we had a family. Yeah, it's a sort of, yeah, therapy thing. And then you are people. You are in you are in a small group, and you are you have a topic, and then people around you, they will play the people. It's about your family. It's
Oh,
I don't.
familieopstellingen. Yeah, I don't know
Yes,
the
yes.
English word. Yeah.
No, I don't know the word
Yeah.
in English. So anyway, but he did that. He did it, and he told me no. Every time it was postponed, and then um, once I was there in Bali, then it was he had his therapy session, and now afterward I know why it was postponed, because it was very, yeah, it was really about this issue. I it it started with him, and at one point they yeah, I was playing myself, so I was put in a room as me, and then suddenly at one point it was not only about him anymore, but it was about us. And so there were some people who played me and who the issue, and some people who played him, and then I came to face. I really came to face with this ego. It is really a mind thing. It is a pattern. It is really old stuff. I was not good enough. I because I was causing in my childhood. I have the 5 in my profile, so I'm a rebel, and I'm provocative, and I'm provocative even if I'm here, if I breathe. So I think you can relate that because you have to sing. Anyway, so I'm very conditioned in this part of, and especially school. So I had a really bad feeling about me. I caused trouble, I had bad news, and blah, 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 blah. And I was facing that stuff. So I think he has old stuff, and you are his twin. So, so you really get, when you are having a relationship with your twin soul, I can tell you guys, you will show it. You will meet your your really biggest. You will meet everything. It's the most clearest mirror you get. There are no clearer mirrors. So yes, this is happening to him at the moment because you are mirroring him, and he's just projected. He's not, it's not, he is not good for you, but what is getting projected is he's not good for him, and and this is not the part of him that that it's his origin him. It's not, no, it is just the mind thing, and this mind thing is shown to him at the moment. And what did I do? um And what did my boyfriend do? Yeah, first, he has to realize that it's not about you, it's all about him. And he, he has to deal with this thing. And it's not about you, but it's about himself. And once he realized that, and once he is going yeah, to fix this for himself, and to really embrace everything he's getting mirrored, and to choose different things, because what I did, I choose for different thoughts, because no, I was for because I I was thinking, no, I am the best thing that could happen to him in his life. He loves me and I love him, and we are twins, so, and we are very, very pure and very good for each other. And I have to realize that over and over and over again. And I have to realize that what is going on with me is also going on with you. So if he sees that things are on your plate at the moment, things are happening at the moment, it's just because you are getting mirrored as well. And you have your own shit on your own plate. And
Yeah.
you just need you just need to keep the shit of you on your plate, and to get and to leave your shit on your plate. So what we did, or what I did, is I started to focus on my shit and leave his shit with him. And every time I was thinking like, no, I'm bad for him, then I was thinking, no, Chris, he chose you. It is not you who jeopardized everything. If he wanted to go to Bali, he had to choose that. But he chose me. So what? So his choice. These things are the consequences of his choice. So you have to think like, okay, take the consequences of your choice and be happy with it. And the same with you guys. You made together. You made your own choice, and your choice has its own consequences, and you have to deal with your consequences, and he has to deal with his consequences. And yes, it is very difficult. It was for me very difficult to see his pain, because I don't know how it's with you guys, but I can feel his pain like it's my own. And and we also have something else in common, because I know that because of former conversations, and it's the talent of the, yeah, it's of the transformation, the melancholy with the other one connected. And
39
that,
and the 55. Yeah.
yeah, and that one is dropping you into a place, and maybe he does not have this talent, but when he's with you, he
Yeah.
does.
Correct.
Anyway, so because you have this talent yourself, so
Oh, no, 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 wait. Oh, no, then you mean another one. I thought you meant the melancholy, that's the 55. So when we are together, I have the
yeah.
39, he has the 55. So together we
Oh,
have the talent. But
you,
I don't have it on my own. No. And he
okay,
doesn't have it on his
okay,
own too. So only when we are together, I'm riding I'm really riding his wave because the
yeah,
emotions that come from that are very strong.
yeah,
Um I'm uh, I try to catch it quick enough that I notice that it's his, but still, it takes sometimes a little while. And then, I'm already 2 days later and I'm like, shit, it was his shit and it's not my shit. But
yeah,
so
yeah,
it just creeps in,
yeah,
and sometimes it's there like in an instant. And then I notice, like, oh, wait, I was happy or funny or I was feeling good. And like a second later, I'm like, what? So then I really know that it's him filling me up and that I feel his things that go on. That's easier. But I notice now somehow that now there's something that creeps in. So it's every day a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. So, and because it's just a little thing, or little emotion or whatever it is, um, I don't catch on because I only notice later in hindsight, looking back, like, oh wait, I started a couple of days ago. I started feeling a little bit and and then I'm still thinking that it's me, because it's so gradual and it's not an instant moment that
yeah.
you
Then I
like.
think it's the talent. It's the talent, because when you are together, it starts. You have the talent, and We both have the same, and we also have that, and I can assure you that that it will really put you into transformation issues, and they can, yeah. So I have, for me, but I don't, I'm not sure, of course, and I don't, maybe it's not true, but I have the feeling that you guys are going through a massive transformation thing. And, and now it's like, oh, very thick and very like, oh, stark or whatever. But once you went through this, because it's the melancholic part, and once you pass this whole thing, and then together you will go whoop, because that happened to us as well. And and it never stops, of course. And there are periods of times nothing happens, but you grow and you grow because of this talent. And so maybe this is what's going on with you guys at the moment. And but I can assure you, it is at the end, it is really worth it because you grow so much and it changes you so for the good. Because I never had to see this kind of part, this kind of this part of my ego again. It's really out of my system now. I never have the feeling anymore that I am bad for people. Never. And I always had some kind of feeling I was bad because I was steering things up. I was different. Uh, anyway, but they punished me at school just because I was me, and then you start to believe that. So for me, now I know it is because it is this part of the ego for me, and maybe he has some kind of part as that part as well. And I know he has the blue energy type. So, and I think the blue energy types are very, very vulnerable by feelings not being not being okay, because they need to be invited, and that is very strange. And if you don't know that, and if people reject you because yeah, your energy is not very very nice for other people, and people reject you like that, then you can really can develop a way of thinking that you are bad news for other people.
Yeah,
And
definitely something there that definitely has to do with it. But what would you, looking back now, is there something that Hans could have done or did that helped you in that process?
no, you just need to talk about it and to tell the other one what you are facing, and you have to deal it yourself. You just tell that you need your time alone, both of you. And if it's too much, you have to be away for a while. And I don't need it doesn't mean that you're not able to live together anymore. No, we were living together, but I just did my thing at the moment, and I had to be a little bit away from him. And and I was not all the time there for him to help him or whatever. I needed to focus on me. And and I think you guys have to do the same now. And especially, I don't know, does he has a right or a left angle?
Good question. I actually don't know, but I can look that up. He's a 6'2", so I think he is left.
Oh, he's a left. Yeah. So there you go as well, because uh, um, that makes it maybe a little bit harder for him, because he wants to be in service. If he sees you struggling, he wants to be in service because that's good for him. And you needs to you needs to focus on yourself.
Yeah,
So
that is actually a very good thing. that you said
Yeah,
that, because I
yeah. It
think
makes,
that he does that. He really is in service of others.
yeah.
Um, but I noticed that in a relationship, I fall in the same trap that I used to fall in, and that's that I will be in service of the relationship instead of in service of me, and that keeps coming back. I keep hitting my head on that one. So apparently, I need some more practice to get. Yeah, it's challenging doing this for like 46 and a half years. Uh, Changing that, and even though I know, with my head that I need to do everything in service of me, there's still a lot of conditioning around that, about
Oh,
you have to help the other, you have to be there for the other. It's And actually, now that I'm saying this out loud, rec- recollecting that Monique said that probably like over 60% of mankind is right angled, while we are all conditioned to do it for the other. That
hmm.
is actually very messed up if you think about it.
Yeah,
So we have a lot of people being in service of someone else,
yeah,
while they need to be in service of themselves. And I'm only experiencing how challenging it is, because it's so ingrained in everything that you hear around you, and whatever,
yeah,
that you do it before you even catch yourself doing it. So it's always in hindsight that I'm like, oh shoot,
yeah. And you
I
have
did
the
it
free to
again.
help you, huh? You have the
Yes, yeah.
free to help you.
Well, yeah, help me, and no, because the
No,
tree
I
only
mean, it
amplifies it.
was, it was, it was not the. I mean, it was a little bit sarcastic.
Oh yeah,
The
exactly. Yeah,
free helps you to do the other one,
the
the
martyr
opposite
thing.
thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now I start
Oh,
to
this is.
recognize it. True, 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 true. So yeah, it's interesting because I do tarot for myself, and one of the things that keeps coming back is that I have to make my own choices, and just stick to that, and just focus on that.
Yeah.
And
So
somehow,
I take it back. I take it back because you have to deal with your shit, so he can be in service for you and without the bad feeling. So he does not know, he can't deal with his own shit. He has to deal with you, and then he will be okay, because of his left angle wiredness. So if you take care of you, and if you take care of and you have to practice. We actually we talked about it in the peer meeting today. We have to practice. Just start with small things, and you little by little take everything back and start to take care of yourself, and then he will be much more happier himself as well, and he and his ego part, like I'm not good for you, will be less.
dominant.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that
will
makes
be
sense.
less present. Yeah,
And then I didn't
and
even take that into account. I was more with the whole, blue energy field, being invited, trying to listen to him, try to ask to invite him to talk, and stuff like that. But yeah, if if he comes from a total different angle, pun intended, then it's, it. And I love actually what I'm sorry that I'm not finishing my sentences. I love that what Helen said in the last pyramid that I saw. That she said, yeah, by doing good for me, I'm doing good for the other.
yes,
And that's actually very strong, because that's 100% what's going on. And as long as I am choosing, either consciously or unconsciously, to be in service of the other, I am not helping myself, but I'm also not helping him. I'm
yeah,
actually, I think I'm even ex- or not exaggerating, but making it worse. Because it's interesting to see how like a relationship, a partnership evolves. Because for a very long time in the beginning, like the first, he's been living with me since December, so it's now June. So I believe for like the first 4 months, I was really uh, doing great at just staying in the moment, you know, because that helps also a lot. And I noticed as soon as we started the whole process with looking for a house and moving into this house, then I started little by little. I started to approach everything with my mind. I needed structure. I was looking for like ways that I could control him, could control the situation, because I felt my foundation was rocky. So I started looking for answers, and in but with my mind I started looking for answers, while I should have been just stay connected with my body and follow my instinct, because it always leads me in the right direction. But I just this week I had like really a wake up call, like, okay, I'm completely here and I'm not here anymore. So I needed to, you know, get myself down on grounded and more focused on grounding also again. Um, yeah, this is very enlightening. There's a lot of things that I can unpack here for myself and
Yeah,
experiment.
but I think it's very normal that you are like this at the moment, because I know that a 1-3 is checking the foundation, and when you are have to move, your foundation is gone, so you have to find a new foundation. And I know that people with the 1-3 profile, if they are in the gray area, they start to become insecure and think and they start to need, they really need more, yeah, more help or whatever. And and they actually they need more and more space to do the trial and error thing. And until until the moment that you found the new foundation, your new foundation back, and you will find yourself again secure and strong. And then I think it will be a whole kind of different cookie. So I think, yeah.
All right. I like how you make a Dutch saying into English. Sometimes it sounds so funny. A Dutch cookie.
Yeah. So yeah, but I think you just need to embrace this, and he maybe to tell him as well that you are you are insecure, you are lacking your foundation, and things are, yeah, and then you just need space and time to become secure again and steady and blah blah blah. So you will be able to go back to the heart to to be grounded and things like that. So I think, I'm not surprised that you are like this at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because another example pops up with the tent that we have on the balcony. Or he actually wanted it more than me, but because on the right side of it, there's a pool from the condo that's right behind us, and there's a house that looks right on the terrace. So we wanted a little bit more privacy at sometimes, that you're like, okay, we don't want everybody to see what we're doing or who's visiting or whatever. So I told him like, okay, what kind of idea, because he's very creative also. He has a lot of ideas, and most of the times very good ones. And but what happened was that he would say something, but the moment he says it, usually I already am becoming aware of like, oh yeah, but if you do it like that, that could go wrong. So it's better to do it like this. Or if you do it like that, then it's more efficient than, doing it like that. So I would immediately start going at him with improvements or things that I see or know to be true. And I now, while you were saying that, and with the left angle being in service, I totally bucked him down. He was really like getting like feeling hurt about, and I mean not hurt with hearing, but hurt in pain, that I would like fix his idea, or he was really, yeah, he was struggling with that. And so we tried to do things together. Well, that was not going well, I can tell you, because of that. So at one point I was like, okay, Marius, you need to get back and let him do his thing, and then wait until it's completely done, even though it maybe means that it has to be redone, or it needs to be fixed or whatever. Just give him the space to work out his idea. And then, because, independency is a very big thing in his profile and in his purpose. Um, so, and I really have to bite my tongue, because or so I try to walk away when he's doing things. I'm like, because when I know I'm not there, I will not say anything, and then later I can come out and you know then see the end product. So yesterday I bought some shower curtains, very cheap shower curtain, because I was like, oh, we could try to hang those on the railing. And because it's shower curtains, it's a little bit waterproof, not really, like if it's really coming hard and rains hard, it will go through. But when it rains a little bit, it's pretty waterproof. So I was very pleased with my own idea, like, hey, that's a good solution and it's cheap, because we're gonna build like a permanent solution later. And but I tried it, and no, it wasn't really working as I had it in my mind. So I put it down and I told him, like, okay, I don't know, this is not working. We need to buy more expensive curtain. That this was really flimsy, thin material, so with every wind it would blow everywhere. So it didn't have a function. um, so I put it down and I went to bed, because yesterday I ate something that didn't become me really well. So I was lying in the bedroom. And like an hour later, I come to the rooftop because I wanted to have a cigarette. And all of a sudden, there hangs this curtain, but with another curtain in front of it. And it was stable. And it was like, and I was like, wow,
Wow.
thank you. That was actually what I had in mind. So, and he couldn't, and I get that. I can be like that sometimes too. He was like, I told you, I always find a solution. And I was like, yes, babe, you do. He actually does. But I'm sometimes too control freakery and too absorbed with my own ego, that I know how to improve things better than that he can. And so that's the thing that comes up. So this morning he started again with the other curtain, and I immediately wanted to start asking all kinds of questions, like, why do you do it on this side, and why and I was like, shut up, Mariska. Just let him do his thing, and then wait, but he will tell you what his plan is. It will become clear. So then it was finished, and he was like, so okay, now it's like, because he added weight to it that it would hang down. So he was like, okay, do you want it on this side to keep the sun out in the afternoon, or do you want it on the other side to get more privacy? I was like, well, for now I want it on the right side to get a little bit more privacy. And I was actually a little bit proud of myself that I shut up and didn't say anything to correct him or you know point out that things can be done better or smarter or efficient, more efficient. So yeah, that was a that's something that I need to practice a lot. Just shutting my mouth and let him do his thing, especially now knowing that he does it in service of me, and that's his way also of showing love. Actually, he's very oriented. So he cooks, he cleans, and he does the plans, and he then sometimes all of a sudden he arranges everything, and then I can really see in his eyes that he looks at me and he's like, "Do you like it?" Like this, that face. And that's also the looking for recognition. What, of course, the blue energy field's always looking to get recognized. And now I'm starting to get more, be more open and be like, yeah, I love it. Thank you for doing this, and give him the recognition. And even though it's not always exactly as I would do it or that it looks the way that I want it, I'm really trying to learn that every perspective is a good perspective. It doesn't need to be my way or the highway. And that's something that I'm catching on, that apparently is something more deeply ingrained in myself than I thought it was. I always thought that I could be open for other people's, ways of looking at things, building things, or making things. But apparently there was a little Mariska there that was like, no, actually there isn't. It's my way or the highway. So yeah, it's an interesting journey to say the least.
Mhm.
Interesting journey. But yeah, I really have to look more, observe more how that like the whole left angle is showing up, because I'm looking forward, because you talked about it in the peer meeting today, the left angle.
No, yes, and but we were also, yeah, we talked about the left angle today and about juxta, and but also about the issue that we all have actually. Uh, Also, left angles have issues, so we all have. Only the juxta does not have this issue because he's fixed and flexible, so that must be easy. Yeah, but I really, for me, it's really a revelation because I have the feeling it's one of the biggest issue of my whole life. The whole issue that I was always in service, and I still do it. If I also in the peer meeting or wherever I start to talk and I start to talk about what the well is telling me, but I'm much more clearer and much more uh, accessible for other people when I just translate these whole kind of things in examples of myself. And um, yeah, so but I have to really to practice that because I all my life people told me like, oh no, Chris, no, it's not only about you, and you have to, we have a Dutch saying, and you live like a god in France. And my mother, she always told me this, Chris, do not be always so selfish, and you live like a god in France. And yeah, I was just doing my thing. I was just paying the attention for me. So I was actually, when I was young, I was doing quite well. But then I started to think differently and to be more like in service for whoever. And yeah, I can remember when I was in primary school, there were two girls in my class, and everybody was, everybody was, yeah, they were, yeah, how can you say that? They were bullied by everybody. And I was in service and I said, no, I started to put the attention towards the bullies, to do it to me and not to them anymore. And so I got bullied very much. And really, I also beaten up and things like that. But being in service went this far for me. And this is really bad. And and I have to say, you guys, ah, don't try this at home. Never do that. Ah, well, yeah, being more, and this makes it for me more and more difficult to talk about myself, to talk, to stay, actually to talk in examples, because every time I want to talk and I want to explain things, I want to explain the things in the way a left angle has to do it. Because I want to be the teacher, I want to be in service. But I'm not the teacher. Yes, I do. But my energy is the teacher. My whole being, me, is the teacher. Just being me and just telling people what I want. Like what you said, you asked me for an example, so I tell you my example. So I, by telling you my example, I will teach you. You see, this is the way it works for me and for you as well.
Yeah,
And it's so completely different from what we are taught or whatever, or what people expect from everybody. So for me, I think, like you said before, it is a big, big issue, especially when, actually, when 60% of the all the people are right angles. Wow, we need a lot of work.
yeah, exactly. Because also one of the things that came up right away when you were talking and sharing this is that one of the things, egoist, egotistical, those words
Yeah,
are used a lot in this
yeah,
society.
yeah,
And when you think of it, for 60% of mankind, it's actually really good
yeah,
to be egotistical and
yeah,
egoistic, like with how you spend your time, how you make choices, and
yeah,
whatever. So it needs a lot of turning around. And in Holland, we have this thing is omdenken, like uh, change your thinking, turn it
yeah.
around. That egotistical is actually for a lot of people very healthy. It's very
Yes,
healthy to
and
be egotistical.
yes, yeah. And you have the free, and actually you have the one free. And the one free is the only profile who is not interpersonal. It's just
Yeah,
about the personal
oh, 100%
thing.
about me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I felt bad about that for a long time because when I started my whole healing journey about the child abuse and everything that was surrounded with that, it took a lot of time, like getting uh, the information for myself to recreate my new foundation, find a new foundation, and stuff like that. And I really felt bad a lot of times, especially my relationship with my ex, but also with my relationship with people that I love, because it took a lot of time alone, and I would make choices sometimes that were deemed or judged egotistical. You cannot choose that. That's only for you. That's not good for the both of you, or for the relationship, or for this or that, or whatever. And now looking back in hindsight, knowing this, I'm like, wow, it was actually very healthy to do that, but I got straight, or like the, how do you? I'm looking for the English word. I got distracted because of the conditioning of the world saying, no, you need to do good for others, you need to be good for the whole and not only for you. It needs to, if it's good for you, it needs to be good for the other person too. And that this gives me an interesting perspective to look from, to back to my, like the my previous relationship, because he was a right angle too and I was a left angle. And now knowing this information, a lot of things look so different all of a sudden. Like, whoa, because of those totally different. Uh, yeah, that's interesting.
He was a left angle as too.
Yeah, but he was a 5-1, but he was a left angle.
Yeah, and you are right angle. But you said the opposite.
Oh, did it? Oh, sorry, sorry. He
Yeah,
was a
no,
left
no.
angle.
Yeah,
Oh, I
so
am a
you
left.
can read. You are right, and he is left.
Okay, I keep confusing those. Yeah, but he was the.
Yeah, so you have a second chance.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, of course, no, but I like to look from different perspectives to certain situations to see, hey, oh wait, that was what was happening there, and then I start recognizing when it happens later. That's how I look at patterns and stuff like that. That's how I work. So this is very helpful for me, very helpful, because, and I will definitely want to have a conversation with like Monique or something about the whole 6-2. He's a 6-2 and she's a 6-2 left angle. So how does that work? Because if I understand more about, because I am doing the whole service in others, but I actually don't know what I'm doing. I do it because I hear I'm supposed to do it, and with the combination of the three, there's this martyrdom to it, and it's my body doing it. My tree is my unconscious part. So I still don't really get what is. I get that I need to be in service of me. That I get because that's who I am. So that relates to me. But how is it actually to be in service of others in a healthy way? um how, what does that actually mean? That's something that's still very blurry. That's still very, I don't know what it is. And I believe that if I get more knowledge out of that, and more examples on like, okay, that shows up like this and that shows up like that, and you can look for this and you can look for that, like the example Monique gave with me saying, oh yeah, me too, well, I don't actually want it, but everybody would says it, so I will go along. That
Yeah,
was a very tangible,
yeah.
that's very relatable, because those situations happen to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can get see themselves in that kind of situation and then see what happens. So I'm actually looking forward. I hope that she can give me more tangible examples like that, because when it's abstract, I just don't know what to do with it. I just don't get it. And for me, examples work very well, because then all of a sudden I can
Yeah,
see it in my own life, or I can see it with friends, and then it makes sense. Then it clicks. So yeah, I will get in a conversation with her. I think that's good for now to get more grip on the, not grip, but get more understanding how he functions in life, because it's a very different thing, I believe, very different energy.
yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Well, there was a long conversation, but thank you. It was again very, very enlightening.
You're welcome. For me too. Yeah.
Let's end the call. So thanks everybody for bearing with us
Thank
to the end,
you.
if you're still here. Thank you, Chris, for all the insights and the and yeah, you know where I'm coming from. That's always easy to talk with someone
Yeah, yeah,
that
yes.
say a similar experience. So if you want to know more about human design and the energy fields, please go to uniqueresearch.com. There's a lot of free information there to be found. If you want to hear more personal experiences like today, go back to our YouTube channel, also YOUnique Research. And there's a like almost this. I think this is the 35th episode already. So there's 34
Hey,
other episodes that you can watch where we share a lot of personal experiences and experiments, challenges, and things where we, yeah, talk about how we deal with things. And so it's very interesting. If you are wanted to know, we invite you to look at it. Have a great day, a great night, a great whatever, because I don't know when we're.
bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Sorry. I have to exit full screen and now I can, and yeah.